of the year. Miami is now 38-42. They have lost 4 consecutive games. You lose the 2 to Boston, 1 to Minnesota, and this one at Toronto. Miami is in deep trouble, and the Last Dance tour may be coming to an end.
It's tough, like it's taking everything out of me not to, it's taking everything to talk this way and be calm because he's hurt. We're really, we're fighting, we're trying, to get ourselves to the postseason, and for various reasons that ain't happening to this point. So it's definitely tough, but, ain't nothing you can do now.
All right, so we take a look at the race for 8 right here. The bottom line is, if the Nets, Magic, and Pistons all win today, they are all in the playoffs. Brooklyn is at Indiana at 5. The Magic are at Boston at 7:30, and the Detroit Pistons are hosting the Charlotte Hornets, and you can see the Heat 1.5 behind the Pistons. The Heat need a lot of help to make the playoffs. They need to win out, have basically all the teams above them lose. It is a perilous situation, and us basketball fans / historians, not to cheer against other teams, but we want to see Dwayne Wade in the playoffs. It does not look like that's going to happen.
No doubt about it, and you talked about this earlier. In fact, they've lost 4 in a row, and 3 of those games, A and S, I think, controlled their own fate and did not get the job done when it mattered most. And it's unfortunate because I thought this could be a really dangerous team. They get Dragic back, Waiters, Dwayne Wade coming off the bench. They look to be a team that could create some problems for you, and yet they couldn't get it done when it mattered most. I mean, you lose 4 straight down the stretch. You can't blame anybody but yourself. And then they did not have any good fortune down the stretch in regulation against Toronto today.
So 3D, let's take a look at that right now. And we've got some spot shadows going here of Spoelstra in the official. But here we go, 10.1 seconds left in regulation. You see the referee right here. And DZ, walk us through this and how abnormal this is.
Well, right now you see there's Eric Lewis there, the referee taking the ball out there. He kind of hands the ball, brings it back. Now he's talking to Spoelstra. Now D. Wade's in damn near half court. So now the play's blown. Now you give the ball back. Now you look where the ball's caught at half court. Now you have a big-time scramble. Now the Heat are not in a good position to get to where they want to be. Now you look at James Johnson, lose the basketball. Now he takes a desperation 3. So the referee really threw the play off by faking like he was handing the basketball, then kind of took it back, looks at Coach Sproul down the sideline, then comes back and gives the ball. D-Wade's already at half court, messes up the play for the Heat.
Listen, the official, Eric Lewis, didn't help him, but Dwayne Wade's got to be a little more savvy. He's too good a player. You can't go before that ball is in the hands of the out-of-bounds passer. And he went early. You can't assume in a situation like this is a last-second opportunity to win the game. You can't break the play early. You got to just wait. You got 5 seconds, so there's plenty of time for him to still get up there to play. You're not expected to go until your guys got it anyway. So, yeah, the official kind of threw it off a little bit, but Dwayne Wade will have to take ownership for that. He just broke out a little too soon, didn't allow for that play to materialize, and you end up having 2 guys in Adebayo and Johnson having to make a play who aren't expected to make it, nor are they comfortable making it in that situation with what's on the line.
Look, we're all huge fans of Eric Spoelstra, but that does not make him immune from criticism or analysis because, DZ, he had a timeout remaining. So if you see Wade and you know that the play's kind of broken, you can call a timeout and reset. Also, did Eric Spoelstra kind of throw off Eric Lewis because Spoelstra was walking up the sideline?
Well,
right?
No, the walking part, I know. The question is, we can't hear if he was saying something. And I think that's to your point, to your question, Rick, that when you're watching the play develop, you see Eric Lewis go like this, and then he turns. So I don't know if you look at it, I don't know if Spoelstra is saying, hey, run this play, or hey, Eric, the ball's not the right spot. Or see, right now, we don't know what he's saying right now because Eric Lewis, as referee, is making sure, to your point, GA, everybody's in position, and then he stops and looks. And then once again, to your point, D-Wade doesn't see that. He just takes off running. So we have 3 things going on at one time, and the referee gets thrown off a little bit. And to your point, Eric Spoelstra may have thrown Eric Lewis off. Maybe could have called timeout. Everything happened quickly. You end up with a desperation 3.
Listen, Spo's going to take some responsibility for the action as well. And to your point right there, Rick, he could have called timeout. He did have 1 left. You're not saving it for overtime.
Right.
And your season's on the line, and you have to be sure in that situation. And again, so your Hall of Fame player and your World Championship coach really are the two culprits right here. You can put some on the official, but the official didn't hand him the ball.
Right.
He just turned and looked at him and turned away. So, again, as much as we want to put it on Eric Lewis, I really put more of the blame on the Miami Heat in that situation. They did not do a good job of handling that end-of-game situation to give themselves a chance on the road in that hostile environment.
To me, Eric Lewis is honoring Coach Spo.
No question.
If Coach Spo is talking to him, Eric
could.
Lewis is trying to be respectful and honor and make sure everything's cool. You know what I mean? And if Spoelstra's not talking to him, maybe he just hands the ball for the inbound.
Rick, but to your point, he could be calling another timeout. So maybe that's what Eric Lewis is doing. Maybe he's supposed to saying timeout again, because how many times we've seen late games, you get out there, you see something, you don't like what you see, a defense, you call timeout again, you come back to the huddle. Yeah. We've seen it happen 100 times. But just didn't happen that play right there.
Interesting. Now, let's take a look at the shot clock violation in overtime and kind of the breakdown here where Dragic had, opportunities. Other players had opportunities. Jay, walk us through this here with 2:26 to go in OT.
Yeah, 7 seconds, plenty of time. They're going to just run where they try to get the ball in, and you're going to do a handoff. And D-Wade here doesn't have what he wants. Dragic, 4.3 seconds. When you got a live ball dribble, that is ample time. And you got a guy in Kyle Lowry. It's not like you're as concerned with him from a physicality standpoint. Dragic just blew that. I mean, he's got to get a shot off. There's no excuse. If he catches it with one,
right?
Okay, I get it. But if you catch the ball on the wing with more than 2 seconds in that situation with a live ball, you got to be able to get a shot off. That bottom line. He's too good a basketball player to not be able to get a shot off in that situation. Right. Dwayne Wade gave to him, 4.3 seconds left. So there's plenty of time. Whether he makes it or not, to me, is irrelevant. The fact that he doesn't get a shot off is poor execution by Dragic in that situation, and he'll be the first to tell you that he's got to be able to make a play under those circumstances.
I'm surprised he wasn't in attack mode. To me, you're thinking quick shot right away or attack Kyle Lowry, get a quick shot because you still have a few seconds left because you're down 4. So that was a little, misunderstood there. Timing situation, not being in attack mode.
Well, Goran Dragic has had a weird post-All-Star break, hasn't he? Yeah. He's been hurt. He's been off the bench. He's been in the starting lineup. We've seen some massive games. We've seen some really puny games. How do you make sense of sort of what Dragic hasn't given the Heat here down the stretch?
Well, injuries. I mean, listen, anytime you have a disruption of continuity, when you're dealing with injuries and you're in and out, to the way he was, it's going to have an impact on you, and you don't get the same level of consistency. And what also hurts you is the team doesn't know what they're going to get from you. So that all of that plays a role in this. And so, listen, I don't have an issue with him being inconsistent second half season because of what he had to go through to get back. But that doesn't exclude that possession there. He's been in there. He's been in the heat of the battle. He's played a lot of minutes in this game. And you expect a veteran guy like that to be able to make a play. Again, not necessarily to make the shot, but you got to get me one, big fella, in a situation like that.
It's not official, but Miami Heat fans, it looks like the 2019 postseason will go on without you.